2022, what a year. Waking every morning asking who's in charge. It's hard not to be cynical when leadership letdowns are cyclical. Look at Putin's egotistical war for glory and domination. He started by feigning a self-preservation, but then demands an assimilation. He threatens irradiation, enforces annexation. But his celebration, his confiscation, his occupation, a violation, requires vindication. And evil was resisted. Ukraine persisted, stood alone, assisted. And Zelensky is praised and resolve, a commitment to save and not cave to the fifth largest army from the largest state. And as oil prices rise and inflation gathers pace, Ukraine surprises and takes back their place. And the rest of us gesture and posture. A Eurovision win, sounded, kind, but suffering compounded by a winter surrounded, their pain unfounded. Waking every morning asking who's in charge, is there anyone trustworthy left to discharge? Multiple crises, government barely survives, internal politics, administering knives, getting rid of prime ministers like they're Henry's wives. Johnson criminalizes COVID parties. To celebrate opens the Bollinger to show how hard he's working, and constantly gets caught saying one thing but doing the other. So we end up with Liz Truss. But power is loaned, not taken. Opening pork markets is not a mandate to govern. With overreach and ambition, markets are shaken. Trust in anyone seems mistaken. More resignations, another hurdle. Changing prime ministers more often than a wordle. And in the summer, over Birmingham, the sun shone. The Commonwealth arrived in the 0121. The ball fumed, Perry waved, the athletes performed, the games makers greeted, the complainers tweeted. A city we often defended, suddenly everyone was saying, Birmingham is nicer than we remembered. Waking every morning, asking who's in charge. Is there anyone trustworthy left to discharge? Responsibility to use their power well with integrity. Aspirations more than just being the next jungle celebrity. Someone who reigns for 70 years. A point of stability, our national granny. Nobility joined to humility. And in her absence, a newfound fragility. And when the Queen died, did the lights go out? Where did she get her power from? Was this the final nail in the coffin of Christendom? And as they removed the scepter from the coffin, who would you give it to? Is there anyone not making themselves large? Waking every morning asking, who's in charge? And as Aldi opened, we sing our chants. FIFA's corrupt desert party, England's chants. Can Southgate get victory over France? But if our favourite doesn't play, we start to berate and express our frustration, long debated, only to have hope castrated. And even the distraction doesn't satiate. And maybe we get to the end of the year, and it's time again to use Advent. It means waiting, of hope fermenting, a time for lamenting, maybe for repenting, of placing our hope in footballers, ministers and presidents, expecting a human-made hope for contentment instead of searching for the source of our resentment, the need of another, the one from the outside. Might God provide a place to abide? Does the stable speak of the King who gives away power, who comes for the weak and makes sweet from the sour? Waking every moment asking who's in charge? Is there anyone trustworthy left to discharge? Does Christmas offer some hope for the world? Merry Christmas.